several Adirondack chairs from a plan in Popular Mechanics, but when I decided to build an Adirondack Glider, I looked online to woodworkersworkshop.com. They had a Adirondack Glider plan set for $9.95, very much detail. It's complete with a materials list and full-size patterns for the particular pieces of wood. The plan also calls for a 9-inch glider brackets, and they sell a set of 4 for $9.95, and the bearings for very smooth operation. I'm using 2 different kinds of cedar for the chair. The base and the lower part of the chair are made from 2-inch western red cedar, which has a nice look to it, and the upper part of the chair is the same aromatic red cedar that I built other chairs using, and of course is very beautiful grain and color. Before we put the major portion of the chair base together, we're going to put the arm brace on the front leg because it's easier to do in this part of the assembly. I have them clamped together here, and I'll be pre-drilling a hole for a 2.5-inch screw. Front leg and an arm brace. I'm going to attach the chair support to the back leg using a couple of screws, and so we'll got holes pre-drilled here. And we're using a 2.5-inch screw for the closer one. And then we'll pre-drill. We have a longer one here. But, let it make its own hole as we go down, and it's got a different hex head on it, so we'll see how that goes. I may have to get a longer drill. Very good. So now they're together. And then we'll be attaching the front leg in this manner. We're going to clamp it in place. Put the first screw in. And that'll be one of our 2.5-inch screws. Now that we have the first screw in place on the bottom, we're going to make sure that this is vertical and square, which it is now. We'll pre-drill. And add the second screw at the bottom. And one screw at the top. And then we'll add some other screws to finish it up. But here we have the back leg, the chair support, the front leg with the arm brace attached. And now we'll put the other side together. We'll be securing back brace letter E with one screw on each side. until we get the two pieces parallel and square between them. They're held apart, and then we'll put this piece in right here. We'll be putting on this seat slat that fits in between the two front arms so that we get the correct spacing for the two legs or part here. And we'll just put in one screw on each side so that there's room to adjust for square. Now we will be putting on 4 more seat slats between this one and this one, which are fastened. I laid them down next to one another, measured the space that was left, which was 2 inches, divided 2 inches by 5 spaces between the 4 remaining seat slats. Got about 4/10 of an inch, which is a little bit over 3/8. I found some spacers that make that space exactly. So then I'll be putting them in one at a time, sliding up, and the last one I'll have to cut a little notch out of each end so it fits between the 2 front legs. So we'll start by putting this one in place. Now we have 3 of the 4 remaining seat slats fastened. I've got the spacer in there, and I'm going to mark on this end where I'll have to make a cut, and on this end as well, and then I'll put this right in the center and mark for the cutout on each end. We're going to cut the end of the seat slat so it'll fit between the front legs. And of course that's at an angle. We'll put it in there correctly. And then we're going to cut it the other way across right down to that line, so we'll take out the notch so it'll fit together in between the 2 front legs. We have the notches cut out from the ends of the seat slat, have it in place next to the spacer, and now we'll insert the screws. We now have 2 more seat slats to put in the front side, and we'll do that next. We've placed the remaining 2 seat slats in pre-drilled, put in some screws, and now we'll fasten them home. Next we'll be putting on the arms and starting to put the back on. The next part of the chair assembly is to fasten the 2 arms to the middle back brace. We'll just complete that. Now that these are together, we'll attach this to the rest of the chair, and then we'll start putting the back slats on. Now we've installed the 2 arms in the back middle brace and have fastened the arms down to the front legs and put the middle back slat in place. We'll get these tightened down. We filled in the other 6 back slats, and we'll put in the final screws in this one and on the upper cross brace to the rest of the back slat. Next we'll be adding the closer slat, and that fills in the curved section made by the back slats and finishes off the base. For the last part of our assembly, we'll use the swing arms to connect the base to the chair. And let's put this down. Now we have our glider.